gamer grade.
What is up guys, as usual it's Jay, and in this video I'll be teaching you the most effective skill-based method to easily beat the main boss Genichiro Ashina. If that sounds good to you, then make sure to punch that thumbs up real good. First up, I'll quickly run through the most important skills to acquire for this particular boss. The two obvious ones are Mikiri Counter and Shinobi Eyes, which by this point you should have both. However, you can easily defeat Genichiro without these skills, by utilising the tactics I'm about to explain in this guide. The main skill required is a combat art named Ichimonji, and is staple to successfully applying the tactics explained in this video. To unlock the Ichimonji attack, you'll first need to acquire the Ashina Arts skill tree. This is done by talking to Tengu, who can be reached by travelling to the Ashina Castle Gate idol in the Ashina outskirts region. From this idol, follow this path. Inside the building, speak with the tall guy in the red mask named Tengu. He will ask you to help him complete a task, specifically to kill some rats. Agree to his request and leave the building using the same entrance you entered. Then run back down the stairs and across the field to enter the castle gates on the other side. After grappling to the roof, look to the right and you'll see the three rats Tengu is referring to. One behind the tree to the left and the other two by the tree to the right. Make sure to stealth attack them with the loaded axe prosthetic, as this will shatter their shield and hat, making quick and easy work of them. Once all three are dead, head back to Tengu and he'll give you the Ashina Arts skill tree. The three skills required for this guide are Ichimonji, Ascending Carp, and Ichimonji Double. The Ichimonji combat art is a great attack which deals a large amount of posture damage, as well as greatly recovering your own posture upon use. Ideal for using against tough enemies who rack up your posture bar quickly. Ichimonji can also be used indefinitely, as it requires no spirit emblems to perform, allowing you to save them for using other arts or prosthetic tools that need them. Ascending Carp is a great skill overall, as it increases the amount of posture damage inflicted with every successful deflect. Since deflecting is a staple of this game's combat system, Ascending Carp cannot be overrated, so grab it as soon as you can. Finally, Ichimonji Double complements the bog standard Ichimonji by dealing a second blow, which also prevents counterattacks. Basically, perfecting the move by doubling the effectiveness of the attack, while minimizing retaliation. Descending Carp, Breath of Nature Light, and Flowing Water are all useful and worthwhile skills to unlock, which will make not only this battle, but every other battle easier moving forward. So feel free to grab these now if you so wish. I also recommend the Shadow Rush combat art, which requires 2 spirit emblems per use, and is the final skill found under the Shinobi Arts skill tree. Genichiro cannot defend or counter against this attack, allowing you to remove at least half a health bar whenever you wish, giving you a massive upper hand. I'll explain how and when best to use this combat art shortly, but it's only really required if you're struggling to finish off this boss. If you need to accrue more experience to unlock these skills, make sure to check out my early game farming guide linked in the description. Once you have all the desired skills under your belt, travel to the upper tower Ashina Dojo idol in the Ashina Castle. In the adjacent room, you will encounter the Ashina Elite mini-boss. Defeating him will grant you a skill which allows you to reverse the lightning attack performed by Genichiro's second form, and is key to winning the final stage. From the Ashina Dojo idol, jump out of the window and grapple up to the roof to commence the battle with Genichiro. The first thing to note is for most of the battle you want to hold down the deflect button, as this will regain posture as well as block all incoming standard attacks. Make sure to periodically let go and deflect the moves you feel the most comfortable with timing. This button is also one of the 2 buttons needed to perform an Ichimonji, which you'll be performing most often, so having it held down will make execution quicker by simply pressing the attack button. We'll first discuss his 5 perilous unblockable attacks and how best to deal with them. The first is a highly telegraphed grab attack. This is recognised by him first performing a spinning 360-degree backhand slash. Then he immediately sprints to his right by about 10 feet. The red kanji symbol then appears, which means his unblockable grab attack is about to connect. As soon as you see the kanji symbol appear, dodge backwards or to the side so he misses his grab. Then immediately perform a single hit Ichimonji. This will stun Genichiro, who stumbles backwards. Immediately sprint forward and perform a double hit Ichimonji, of which both hits he cannot block due to his stunned state, dealing massive health and posture damage. This sounds complicated to pull off, but after you recognise the long-winded attack pattern, the timing is very generous and easy to pull off every time. His second perilous unblockable involves him jumping high into the air and performing a powerful double-handed downward slash. Make sure to block this move, or preferably deflect, as the timing window is very generous. As soon as he lands, he will perform a perilous thrust, which should be Mikiri countered, then immediately perform a double Ichimonji while he's off balance, to deal massive health and posture damage. He mostly performs this jump and thrust combination when he has both health bars intact. His third perilous unblockable is the same as the second, where he jumps high into the air, but instead of performing a perilous thrust, he performs a perilous sweep. Dodging backwards and immediately performing a double Ichimonji while he's off balance is the best tactic. Jump kicking and countering also works well, if you prefer the timing. He mostly performs this jump and sweep combination when he has just one health bar remaining. His fourth perilous unblockable has a slightly tighter window and involves him quickly sprinting forward and to his left to perform a low sweeping attack from his left to his right. The ideal way to deal with this is to dodge backwards to avoid the sweep, then immediately perform a double Ichimonji, dealing massive health and posture damage. You can also double jump to perform a jump kick and counter on the way down, if you prefer the timing. His fifth perilous unblockable also has a fairly tight window and involves him quickly jumping backwards to perform a perilous thrust. Mikiri countering, then immediately performing a double Ichimonji while he's off balance is the best way to counter this perilous thrust. When using a healing gourd, make sure to create distance between you and Genichiro before doing so. This will usually trigger him to fire an arrow as you're consuming. When this happens, make sure to time a dodge just after you notice your health bar has increased. This will ensure you avoid the incoming projectile, preventing damage after healing. He'll also perform a flurry of fast combination attacks, dealing a large amount of posture damage when blocked. The best way to deal with this barrage of attacks is to spam the deflect button to deflect most of the attacks. Immediately after blocking or deflecting the final attack in the pattern, make sure to perform a double Ichimonji, as this will reset your posture back to zero with a good chance of damaging Genichiro's health in the process. As usual, posture damage is guaranteed. The rest of his attacks can be easily blocked, dodged or deflected. Periodically, you'll notice he becomes inactive. Make sure to perform a double Ichimonji during these rest phases, to reset your posture while returning posture damage in the process. This will also trigger him to attack, which is exactly what you want. When battle first begins, you want to first lock onto him, then run forward and to the right. As soon as you notice him draw his bow, dodge to the right to avoid the projectile, then immediately attack once to damage his health. Taking advantage of this scripted event will immediately give you the upper hand before battle begins. After you manage to deal the first death blow, the exact same tactics are required for the second death blow, so simply rinse and repeat. However, if you're having problems after removing his first health bar, then here's a good tactic to pretty much bag the win. During the animation of the first death blow, spam the menu button, then swap the combat art from Ichimonji to Shadow Rush. As soon as you exit the menu, hold down the deflect button and keep spamming the attack button to repeatedly perform Shadow Rush, for which Genichiro cannot defend or counter. This will eventually drain around 50% of his HP and massively build his posture bar. When you notice your spirit emblem count at the bottom right of the screen reach 0 or 1, quickly open the menu again and switch the selected combat art back to Ichimonji. Now you can quickly and easily finish him off with the usual tactics. After performing both death blows, Genichiro will transform into his alternate form. During this second phase, he will employ two new perilous unblockables. The first is a lightning attack, which deals massive health and posture damage, but can be deflected back to him by the way of lightning reversal. The way to do this is to notice when Genichiro either kneels down on his right knee or swoops low to draw his bow. This indicates an upcoming aerial lightning attack for which you need to time a reversal. Shortly after the animation, the red kanji symbol will appear, and Genichiro will launch himself into the air, unleashing his unblockable lightning attack. As soon as you notice the kanji symbol appear, jump high into the air. While in the air, you'll get hit by the lightning, which positively charges you up for the reversal. By pressing the attack button just before landing, you'll reverse the lightning back to Genichiro, striking him for massive health and posture damage. If you find the timing for the reversal tight, try quickly spamming the attack button after jumping to increase your chances of catching the reversal window just before landing. This move alone is key to winning the fight quickly. Immediately after a successful reversal, you can sprint up to him when he's stunned, to swiftly deal a double Ichimonji, further damaging his health and posture. The second new perilous attack he performs is a highly telegraphed thrust attack, where he launches himself into the air and flies towards you from long range. The best way to deal with this attack is to Mikiri counter for posture damage, or preferably dodge to the side and perform a double Ichimonji while he's off balance, to deal both health and posture damage. He also performs the flurry of combination attacks identical to the first phase, dealing massive posture damage when blocked. However, in this second phase, after the final strike in the pattern, he will always perform a perilous thrust. Be prepared for this by Mikiri countering and immediately performing a double Ichimonji while he's off balance, to reset your posture back to 0 while dealing health and posture damage in the process. If he repeatedly blocks the double Ichimonji after Mikiri countering, try missing out the Mikiri counter altogether and simply dodge to the side when the red kanji symbol appears. Then perform the double Ichimonji while he's off balance to guarantee the health and posture damage. He may also mix in a few of his regular perilous attacks previously mentioned, as well as many of his standard attacks during the first phase, all of which should be dealt with in the exact same manner. Here's the full battle sequence demonstrating how Genichiro can be easily defeated, primarily using the Ichimonji combat art as the main form of health and posture damage. If you found this guide useful, please hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing if you would like to see more content from Gamer Grade. Every like and sub helps me tremendously and will allow me to create more kick-ass content in future. I'm Jay, peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.